Wake up, Jacob. It's me, IP. And if you are rocking with the tribe, like, share, subscribe. And, today I was just looking. It popped up on the news. And it was talking about George Wallace. He is a melanated NASCAR driver. And he found, or I don't know if he did, but it was a noose found in his garage. Okay, the professional garage, a noose. And the interesting thing is, a topic that is as incendiary, as inflammatory, as sensitive as a topic like this, it's like people get mad even when you talk about it. It's like they want you to ignore it, like it's not even happening. And yet, when we're finding people hung on trees, people are finding, nooses, in the case of George Wallace. What we just got off the heels of Juneteenth. Ooh, wow, Juneteenth, black people, got their independence and stuff. Really? But have we? Has it? We really got to think about stuff like that, guys. And everyone gets so upset just because you just mention racism. Just mention it and people get upset. And people are going to say something about this video. People are going to go against the video, whatever. I know I have haters. I'm actually kind of glad I have haters because it lets me know that I'm on the right track. It does. It lets me know when I'm on the right track. So I'm okay with having haters. I'm good with that. That's totally fine with me. But it's interesting that you can't even talk about a topic that is pervasive, that is happening, that is self-evident, that you're seeing it. And then the narrative gets switched. So, like this title of this video, you condemn it or you condone it. That's really what it comes down to. Because if someone say, hey, racism is alive, it is real, here's the evidence of it, and then someone tries to counter it, give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a break. Come on. So you can throw out all the statistics, you can throw out all the video, you can throw out, all the articles, you can throw out all those things, you can throw that at people as evidence, and they just dismiss it like it's just not happening. And just because I believe that, there's going to be some sort of race war, and it's unfortunate. Do I want a race war? Hell no. I don't want a race war. We're 13% of the population, and then we'll have some people who sympathize with us or whatever, but we are grossly outnumbered. Now, I understand those of us who have Yah on our side, then we are the majority, okay? When you have Yah, you are the majority. I get that. But I'm just saying, you got a lot of people who don't serve Yah, a lot of people who look like us, but they're not really us, okay? And of course you have some, some people who sympathize, and you also have, some Gentiles who had their Ruth moment, realize who Israel really is, and have chose to join themselves unto Israel. But we're still grossly outnumbered. And as the Bible says, that we should learn, or try to learn, to live peaceably with all men. Okay, if at all possible, try to live at peace with all men. But that being said, I'm not going to ignore the fact of what's going on. We cannot ignore what's going on. It is happening. It's happening. It is self-evident. So, a lot of people, some people who may say, well, slavery is in the Bible, and this, but guess what? There were rules for slavery. And so you got to ask yourself, the type of racism, the type of injustice, the type of mistreatment, the type of segregation, separation, all these disadvantages, all these things that the Gentiles have wrought, does it resemble the slavery or indentured servitude? If someone was indebted to someone else, does it resemble that type of slavery? Does it do that? That's what we have to ask ourselves. What's going on here in this country, this right here, that doesn't look like biblical slavery. It means the other people have gone too far. Understand, making someone labor and pay off their debt and do it for, 7 years and all that, that's fine. But feeding black children to alligators, don't you think that's gone a little too far? You say you wanted segregation, you wanted separation, you wanted the melanated people to go into a corner somewhere, okay, and just be by themselves, stay away from us. And they do that with Black Wall Street, and what happened? What happened? You want when you have melanated people get upset, take up arms. In the case of the case of like Black Panthers and stuff like that, you get mad at that. When someone speak with condemnation and hellfire and brimstone, and you have a leader doing that, in the case of like Malcolm X, yes, I understand he was Muslim, but look what happened to him. Then you have someone who does it with peace, just peace, let's just we shall overcome, let's just hold hands and kumbaya, whatever. In the case of Martin Luther King, you kill him. What do you want? So how is it not abject racism? I don't understand. Just because what I think it is? I think there's a lot of guilt going on. That's what I think. I think it's a lot of guilt. I think there's an awakening coming on. I think more and more people understanding who they are. More and more people are not being bamboozled, hoodwinked, hornswoggled with the revisionist history. Okay, because I saw one time they were putting together a curricular in the history, and they call migrant workers. They call the black slaves and stuff, they call them like migrant workers and things like that. They were soft selling everything. Okay, then you have idiots out there talking about, oh, this was a choice and that was a choice, and yeah, sure, I choose to have my back whipped with lashes. Yeah, I choose that. No, it didn't happen to me personally. You guys get my point. I choose that. That's what I choose. Okay, I understand before the person comes on here and say, well, Israel went away from the covenant. I know that. My point is, did they not go too far? People rise up when injustice. And for those who don't, at least say something. Like, acknowledge that it exists. That's it. Just acknowledge that it exists. You either condone it or you condemn it. Which side are you on? That's the question. I'm not spitting hellfire and brimstone. I'm not saying, hey, go, put harm on this person, that person. But I know what I see. I know what I see. I know what I'm witnessing. You don't hear me saying, oh, all Gentiles are evil, bad, wicked, or they're of the devil. I don't believe that. But I know what I see. I know what I see. And it's expected. It's prophesied. It's expected. These things are going to happen, and it's going to get worse. Yeah, Lynn, you're right. They're gonna commit an atrocity and hold themselves not guilty. But this also proves that we are in the land of our captors. We are in the land of our captivity. We are here. This is that second Egypt that he said he was going to send us to. And we see scripture in the Egypt, in that instance, in that context, he's talking about into bondage. Okay, this is that second Egypt. As swift as the eagles fly. This was going to happen. But he also said, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. So we know what's coming, because they took it too far. As the scripture would say, they have furthered the affliction. You just went too far. It's going too far. It's too much. We should not be seeing every week somebody's getting killed, someone's getting hung, someone's getting threatened, someone's finding a noose. It seems like every week. Is it just me? Is it just me? It seems like something every week. Now, let me encourage you, brothers and sisters, to keep pushing, keep moving forward, and keep trying to get out of these heavy population centers. Try to get out, okay? We're seeing it all the time. Try to get out. Do what you can. If you cannot do it by yourself, if it's too hard, now if you're rugged individual and you want to do it yourself, no problem. Do it. Do it by yourself. Go out there, do it by yourself. Stay in a tent if you want to, and you do it. Just do it. That's fine. If you can link up, you have a brother, sister, you have some brethren out there, whatever, link up, okay? Link up, all right? It's all biblical, okay? Link up. There's more than one way of doing it. There's just no one coming out. Be smart, okay? Get some like-minded individuals. You can't say, my battery's running short. You can't say, oh, this doesn't work, that doesn't work, and you see evidence of it working, okay? It's just a dumb argument, okay? If it's working, all right? All the community, all the different communities and camps and all that stuff. I mean, I'm not a part of any camp, but they work a little bit different. I'm talking about people who dwell together or at least in close proximity, okay? You get a lot of guys out there. Hey, if you can get it all done by yourself, hey, do it. Hey, more power to you. Praise y'all. Go get it done. You need a little help because you wasted a whole lot of time and you need to get some things done quickly. Then you lock arms, you link up with some other people and get it done. Do you have to be on the same land? No, you don't. Can you be on the same land? Yes, you can. Can it work? Absolutely it can. Be smart about it. Write it all down. Put it in paperwork. You have all types of contracts. You can put things in LLCs and limited partnerships. There's a lot of paperwork that you can do to protect yourself. Okay, you can get it surveyed. You can get it fenced off and all that other stuff, and that's fine. That way nobody can kick you off your land, okay? Just be smart about it. That's all you got to do. Just be smart about it. Everything is a risk. Everyone's, oh my God, what if this and what if that? What if you get married? Getting married is a risk. Getting married is a risk. Everything is a risk. Are you going to move in fear? You can be smart, or you can be in analysis paralysis. You can just sit there and be, well, you know, I don't know. Well, you know, okay, then fine. If you don't want to be around anybody else, you don't want no help, you don't want nobody on your land, you don't have to do that. Remember, there's no hard and fast rule where you have to do it this way or that way. You do the way that works best for you and does not violate Torah. It does not violate the Most High. We know they lived in the same, in the same community. We know they lived at least pretty close to each other. If not on the same land. We know there were men who served in their master's houses and stuff like that. We know that, they dwelled together in community. We know that they were tribal people. You know all these things. So you figure out what works best for you. That's what you do. Don't listen to too many voices. Just figure out what works best for you. You go with what works. That's what you do. What works. You start involving other people, then y'all need to come with some agreements and stuff. Something more than just a handshake. You may have to come with some agreements, have some stuff written down and figure that out. Or you can do things temporary. Oh, I'm gonna move this land. We're gonna help with this. Boom. Then I'm gonna get mine over. I'm gonna get my land over here. Boom, boom, boom. We talked. You hear me talk about it in other videos. There's more than one way of doing it. Because this racism, this stuff is on the rise. It's not gonna stop anytime soon. It's going to come to a head. It's going to get ugly. There's a lot of things that's going to happen, okay? You still got food shortages coming up. You're going to have meat shortages coming up. It's coming up. You've seen the gas price, gas prices drop way down, and now they're trying to matriculate back up a little bit. You're hearing about second wave of, COVID-19. A lot of things are happening. A lot of things are happening. You should be planning and moving in faith. Absolutely. Sister Kimberly was saying we got to step out on faith. Yes, you do. So you link up. Strength in numbers. Link up if you have to. If you got the resources, if you have the resources to do it by yourself, do it by yourself. If you don't have the resources or the time or anything, you have the resources. If you don't have the resources, then you may want to link up with someone. It's that simple. It's really that simple. So when you link up with someone, protect yourself, you and the other party or all parties involved. They're called contracts, and do what you have to do. Get it done, but get out. Tell me what you think. Those are my thoughts. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe, hit that thumbs up and the notification bell. And I'm going to see you guys on the next video. Israelite Prepper.